Greetings and welcome to my writing desk. Today I'm going to do a quick writing sample comparison between various sizes of the Jinhao 9019 fine and extra fine size. I know that they also come in medium. Medium is not something I use frequently, and from experience with the Mahjong pens and the Jinhaos, their medium nib sizes has not been to my taste, to be honest, so I didn't order any. But I do have two very special medium-sized nibs to compare to the fine and extra fine nibs of Jinhao. These two medium nibs both of them are my favorite medium nibs. This is the Montblanc 149, the modern version. Super juicy wet writer. And this is even more of a surprise. This is also a Montblanc 149. This is vintage from 1980s, and this is an extra fine from 1980s. So we'll see how this behaves. I have here already given myself guideline on how to go about. So we'll start with the extra fine nib on the stock 9019. Extra fine. We're going to see what our fox friends are up to. Very, very smooth. I really like this. It is as smooth as any extra fine that I've ever written with, to be honest. It's not as fine as the Pilot fine nib, but it writes just as smooth. Let's test out the wetness. You get the picture. Line variation. Gives you some expressivity, but not much of practical line variation on this nib. Amazing. Very, very awesome. I love it. This is fine nib. And this is the stock nib from the Jinhao. Let's see what the fox is up to. Again, very smooth, very smooth, no complaints. By the way, we have same ink in both of these. They're both Montblanc Royal Blue. That's one of my favorite blue inks. A little bit of purple leaning. And line variation. No meaningful line variation, but it gives you some extra ink flow when you emphasize the downstroke, which is nice. Nobody said it was a flex nib, so very good job again. Very smooth, no complaints. Moving on to the medium-sized nib. This is a modern 149 nib in medium size. I named this pen Montblanc 149 019. So much softer. it makes you want to slow down and take your time riding. That's something that it's hard to explain, but it just makes you want to slow down. Let's check the wetness. Line variation. How about that? No railroading. It gives good line variation. It probably gets as wide as the Pilot FA number 15. The difference being that this is, of course, doesn't get you the thinner lines that the Pilot gets. So that would be a little different. And it railroads much less than the Pilot would. It is a lovely nib. If somebody really wants the Montblanc riding experience, this is a very good option. Get one of these pens, get one of those nibs, swap the nib, and feel how a medium 149 nib rides. It is really when you start riding with one of these that you realize the value of a very well-crafted nib. None of the 146s really offer the same experience. This is something else. If anyone gets a chance, I highly recommend they get their hands on this and give it a try. Maybe I should give this away with the nib. Which brings us to the other Montblanc. This is the vintage 1980s extra fine nib that we're going to take a look at. Again, the feed is the original Jinhao feed. I was able to fit this just like with friction fit, no problems. This is Pilot Irishizuku Takasumi. Wow, this is probably the wettest of them all. And how about line variation? Pretty good. This is one of those vintage, I think they call them semi-flicks, but I would not consider this a flex nib. It gets a little bit finer than the medium, but still, these are not flex nibs. Amazing, amazing riders. It is really something to be experienced. So I highly recommend. I hope to see some of you guys in one of the pen shows. Maybe we can try these together. So what's my thoughts? The Jinhao 9019 nibs are amazing. The 5 or 6 of them that I have out of the box, they've all written very, very well. One of them I had to tune a little bit because I put Montblanc permanent blue ink in there. But overall, they are very, very smooth. And absolutely a steal for the price. I don't know how they come up with the pricing scheme. They could have made this a $50 pen and would still be more than worth its price. Considering that this Wingsung 630, where they supposed 14K gold nib, there you go. It is not a superior rider to any of the Jinhao 9019s in terms of riding experience. Yes, it's 14K gold, but it does not justify the $200 price tag in terms of riding experience. It's a little scratchy. It needs to be smoothed out. Once you smooth it out, it's still they cannot get the balance of flexiness and scratchiness correct. Maybe it's just my pen, but I've tried to tune this. If I don't put any pressure, it works well. It works okay, but I take no pleasure in writing with this pen. $200. It just goes to tell you that, just being a gold nib does not qualify you for being a good writer. Anyhow, those are my thoughts on these Jinhao 9019s. Definitely steal. It's almost school time. So if you want to infect somebody with this fountain pen disease, this would be a good pen to get them. Although, at least for college students, I would say this is probably in my top 3 pens. And then we can later do a top 5 fountain pen. Anyways, let me know if you have any questions. I hope you have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.